Welcome back to Pole Barn Garage, where today we're going to work on Jess's new desert exploration device, otherwise known as a CJ-5 Jeep with a small block Chevy swapped into it. I picked this thing up basically because I felt bad. I got a couple of dirt bikes for JD and I to ride around out at our place in New Mexico, and Jess wanted a four-wheeler. Well, four-wheelers are freaking expensive out here. I couldn't find a decent running four-wheeler for less than $2,000. I bought this whole CJ-5 for $2,700. Now, it ain't great, but it's a hell of a lot better than a four-wheeler. I'm not a Jeep guy. I don't know a lot about these. I think I can figure it out. I know we've got a lift kit, that's for sure. She's on 33s, and that's a Dana 44 rear end. That's about the extent of my knowledge. It seems to be done fairly well. It's got a winch. It's got this cool bumper thingy. It's not as rotten as most Jeeps I've seen. It's been patched about 50 times, but there's no rust holes. It's got a hell of a roll cage in it, which is nice. Probably going to need that. I have been stashing some parts in it in preparation. It is a 1980 model, but there's not a lot of the original Jeep left here as far as I can tell. Here's the real reason I bought it. Look at the gold anodized valve covers and air cleaner. That stuff is so hard to find these days. And that's one of the things I want to do before we leave for New Mexico. I want to swap some other valve covers and another air cleaner onto it so I can keep that good stuff around for something that's not a CJ-5. Somebody's put a newer Amazon radiator in it, so that's maybe a good thing, or maybe chasing cooling problems. This is an air compressor for an air locker. And also, you can air up your tires with it. I don't think it actually has lockers in it. May have been something they wanted to do but didn't finish. I don't see any airlines. Well, that's one. Isn't that an airline? No, that's an emergency brake. Nope. On the dash, it does have this little rocker switch for it. So I'm going to work on this thing down in New Mexico, but frankly, I have time because the power's been out for quite some time, thanks to the tornadic storm activity we've had here. I'm just gonna wrench on this thing basically till the power comes back on and I can return to editing videos like I should be doing right now. It does technically run. But it's got one hell of a lifter tick. It doesn't run very good. It's a pretty noisy little small block. Another reason I want to get the valve covers off and see what's going on in there. The wiring is an absolute disaster. We're going to have to do something about that. It kills the battery when it sits. I can't imagine why. And look at this nifty, huh? You can turn the exciter off on the alternator. That's fancy. The brakes, they leave some to be desired. Like, they work, but I think the master cylinder is bad, so we'll probably just try tossing a master on it. That being the case, let's start with getting my precious gold anodized dress-up kit off of there. Phew, a little stanky. At least it's got these handy T-handle valve cover bolts. Those are really cool. If you had the gold anodized valve covers and T-handles in 1985, you would have been irresistible to women. Plug wires are pretty chewed up also. We better look at them. Holy cow. Roller rockers and milkshake. Uh-oh. Oh no. Comp roller rockers. Those are 882 heads too. Those are good. That's like circle track stuff. But that is bad. That is, that's a head gasket. Oh yeah. Shit. Let me try to get this one off. Oh. Same story. I just popped this cap off while the camera was off and it just popped right up. I only ran this thing for like 20 seconds. Oh, it's putting combustion into the cooling system, no doubt about it. It's got a couple of popped head gaskets, or one anyway. Pretty easy to get to on this. Maybe we just throw a couple of head gaskets at it. Just gonna pull it into the shop without valve covers on it and make a big mess. The power just came back on, so I have to go finish editing. That's gonna leave me with about 24 hours to disassemble and reassemble this and make it work before we leave for the desert. me just...
Poor guy. This is not the easy part. I barely fit in there.
Okay. Do the shop. The brakes are working now.
Now the awkward unfolding.
Well, alright baby, I'll get this thing fixed as soon as I'm done editing. I'm draining the antifreeze out of it. I'm going to pull these core support braces out of my way, and then we're going to start disassembly. I had no idea that I was going to be doing this today. There's a few things we're going to be able to fix while we're here. You'll note that they have a fuel line coming over the top of the engine, into a regulator, into a filter, into the fuel pump, and then out to the carb. And there is a clicky clack, I think, kind of strung up on the frame back here. We'll ditch all of that and just have a mechanical pump. Let's do that after we see what the damage is. I don't really know how, but this ancient Edelbrock actually seemed to run pretty good, so we'll clean it up and then just reuse it. Why is everything looped together in a knot in this vehicle? I should have just bought a damn four-wheeler. The header's off. Thankfully, they're fender exit headers, so you can actually get to the bolts. Not too bad, really. There we go. Just let that hang out of the way. There's still a possibility that there's nothing wrong with the head gaskets, and that maybe this thing's been underwater or something like that. But the fact that I know it didn't run well, and it had issues, and the fact that it's a small block Chevy, and I really only have about 30 hours left to fix this, tearing it down and putting it back together might be the best option here anyway. A gasket kit for a small block Chevy is $70. I'm out 70 bucks if it's not head gaskets, and I get to inspect everything and put it back together. Just from what I'm seeing of the cooling system, it's not exactly inspiring me with confidence. I want to vacuum any debris off the intake before I open this thing up to the internals of it. Look at this. It's like, well, let's run all the wires through all the wires we can. That way they don't come off. God. But look at... Oh. You'll have that on them big jobs. It's an Excel distributor, though. That's kind of cool. I am thoroughly enjoying being able to stand up and work on this. Even pulling headers off. Oh, man. It makes this so much easier. Lots of galvanic corrosion there. Yuck. Well, it's full of forbidden milkshake, but it's otherwise fairly clean. The milkshake doesn't concern me as much as that ticky sound I heard before. Now, that could have just been because of the oil being full of water. I don't see anything out of whack, you know. I was kind of thinking I'd see a lifter popped apart or something. And really, everything looks okay-ish. Whenever you're reusing a lot of stuff, like all the push tubes and the rocker arms and stuff, it's good practice to make sure the stuff goes back where it came from. That push tube, that lifter, that rocker, they've worn together over the years. And if you put a different one in there, it might get pissed off. Probably rare, but I do it anyway. Oh. And we're going to be looking for weird things while we disassemble it. Like Mr. Push Tube. Oh, hello. Hey, I found the tick. Yep. That'll do it. Now, where did that go is the question. That's f***ed. I knew I heard a tick, and there it is. I hope it's the only one, but I guess we'll find out. I wanted to inspect the lifter on that one that's got the end of it chewed off, and it looks beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it. It's in good shape. Maybe it's just push rod failure. It happens. Hopefully they're just standard length push rods. We can throw another one in. 7.8 inch standard push rod, small block Chevy. I could rob one out of one of those engines if I wanted to, but I bet I can get one at the parts store tomorrow. Pull all these out, and I'm going to roll them. Just look for anything weird, and place them in order. I do notice these are all different push rods. Well, at least some of them are. So yeah, that's a seamless push rod there. And then this one's a standard push rod. So, could it be something they've had problems with? Does it have maybe too much cam in it and it's having issues? Only time will tell with that. It doesn't have screw-in studs for the rocker arms. They're just pressed studs. I would think it would push that stud out before it broke a push rod. So I don't think it's got some big Mongo cam in it. Here's another one on its way out. Number 6, exhaust. It's not broken yet, but it's going to. And it's another one of those seamless studs. It's cracked on the end of it. I wonder if it just needs a set of push rods. I got them all out. One broken one about to break one. And they're just mix and match of what style of push rod they are. Oh wait, this one's cracked too. All the seamless ones have like little hairline fractures on them. All the stock factory looking ones, they look perfectly fine. I'm gonna just put 16 stock push rods back in it. It's gotta be better than this, right? And clearly the other 13 of them or so are working just fine. Let's get the heads off here and hope we find something. Watch as I carefully detorque them in sequence. Not to make a mess. Hey, I'm even getting it in the bucket this time. I'm learning. Don't worry about the debris. We're gonna be cleaning thoroughly. Good Lord. This cylinder looks a little odd here. It might have been here. Maybe. The head itself isn't really telling me anything. The more I look at this side, the more I notice that that middle 2 cylinders there is definitely dark. In the middle here. You see how it's kind of washed out there? That could be it. See, this one is maybe partially blown. That one is, you can't even see the sealing ring. Number 5 there is suspiciously clean compared to the others, and that's an indicator of a head gasket. But a head gasket doesn't necessarily lead to coolant getting into the combustion chamber. I mean, it can just go straight into the oil. For that matter, an intake gasket can make it go straight into the oil. This engine is very fresh. There's like hardly any ridge at all. Although those pistons are way down in the hole. What block is this anyway? Let's see. It's a 010 block. That's the high nickel block. Tough to make out on camera, but it says 30 over. Well, this oil drain plug is suspiciously loose. It's kind of like the guy I bought it from just changed the oil and then sold it. And then I was dumb enough to buy it. Ah, delicious. I'm going to leave the drain plug out, and then we're going to dump a whole bunch of diesel right down the gullet. We'll cut a lot of that oil and such, and make a heck of a mess. But it has to be done. God damn. I could have got a smaller jug, I guess. I'll put assembly lube on all these lifters before we put it back together. Yeah, perfect? No. Should I have like rolled the engine over a few times? Probably. Is it a small block Chevy and is it gonna care? Nah. Number 8 had a ton of white buildup on the exhaust valve. That's kind of indicative of a head gasket. I'm going to take my straight edge, take the end of it, and just put it on the head. I'm just going to eyeball it. And I'm going to look for any gaps, if I can see light between it and the head. And I'm not seeing anything too dramatic. Looks pretty good. You know, they might be worth sending to the machine shop anyway, though. let's go to the machine shop. Welcome to the machine shop. It's gonna look for anything that's making a print on it. I don't see nothing. It is pretty freaking flat. Even just doing that, I mean, you can see the shinier spots. Those are slightly high. That stop leak. Lots of it. Somebody tried head gasket in a bottle. Bars leak. I don't know if I'll have time to paint this, but at least we can clean it up so I can spray bomb it all later. So we'll just super clean the hell out of everything. We're back at it today, and I went ahead and got a new set of head bolts for this thing, only because I know that those have been used at least once, probably more than that. 20 bucks aside, it's a no-brainer to just replace them. And also, I'm going to put a coat of copper coat on either side of the head gasket, just because I'm paranoid. This isn't necessary, but it could help take up some imperfections in the surface. Old school guys would spray paint their gaskets, and that works pretty well too. Let that tack for a couple of seconds, then we'll install. Get her installed on the dowels. There we go. We'll try to set this head on. Got it. Now we just put our bolts in. Easy peasy. Now we're going to torque these things in sequence. You always start in the middle, work your way out. Slowly increase the rate at which you're torquing, right? So your first go is going to be like 25 pounds, which is basically hand tight. So my electric ratchet here will do about that. You want to do like 50, and then you want to do the full 65 foot-pounds on a small block. So I just did this one, now I'm going to do this one. Now I'm going to do this one. And so forth. Now I'm going to torque them all at about 45 pounds. Step it up to the final torque setting. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I'm going to go ahead and get the other side stabbed on. And then we're going to just continue to reassemble. Now our heads are back on. Now I'm going to pull and clean off every one of these lifters. I'm going to put a little bit of assembly lube on the lobe side of them and around the bore, just because we cleaned it out with all kinds of stuff. And we definitely don't want any lifters getting stuck or firing up too dry, right? The good thing is they seem to be coming right out, and they're not all mushroomed, so that kind of speaks to the engine not having a ton of miles on it. And all the lifters are cleaned up and lubed. Now I'm going to throw 16 new push rods in it because they were cheap, and why not? I already put a little bit of lube down in the lifter where the push rod sits. Then we will just put a little dot of lube on the rocker arm side of the push rod, or push tube, but technically. I always have to look it up, but there's a way, when you've got it on number 1 top dead center, you can do both valves on number 1, and then you can do a handful of others, and then if you roll it over 180 degrees on the cam, so 1 full revolution, now you're on number 6 top dead center, and you can do the rest of the valves. Then you only have to roll the engine over twice. Neat trick, but it's not one I've memorized yet, so I have to look it up every time. You'll have to do the same, I'm sorry. While I can still see everybody, I'm going to go ahead and roll it over to top dead center on number 1. That way whenever we go to put a distributor in, we just plop it in and we're good to go. This is not the most pleasant vehicle to work on, I'm not going to lie. Fill this thing up with some junk oil here. We're going to end up draining this out almost immediately, but need something to fire up on and finish cleaning out the engine. That cam and lifters is already broke in. I'm not worried about zinc right now if I'm only going to run it for just a few minutes. Let's get our intake on. We'll start that process with a liberal application of RTV on the china walls. Yes, I am going to make a giant mess out of it. Generally speaking, there's really no such thing as too much. Although if it goobs out everywhere, you know, it does look kind of sloppy, but we're not really worried about that. And I'm going to put just a touch around each coolant passage as well. Now we can position our intake gasket. We want to get it stuck on where we put that RTV around the coolant passages. And then what you want to do is make sure you get a glob of it in each corner of the intake where it meets the china wall. Just a little extra there. That's where they usually leak if they're going to leak. And I'm going to let this set up for just a minute. I like it to skin over a bit, and then we'll plop our intake on. Drop our intake on. I'm going to make sure it smooshes out on our china walls, and it looks pretty good. I cleaned off all the intake bolts. Your center 4 intake bolts do go into oil, so put a little RTV on them to prevent it from creeping up the threads. Get them all tight, working from the middle out, and then we'll go over them again, because as you tighten them, others will loosen. We don't need no stinking thermostat where we're going, but you never want to just remove a thermostat. Gut it. Pull out the guts, and then leave this. That way you have a little bit of a restriction for the water. Just a little. You want it to slow it down some. If this wasn't going to the desert, I would buy the $5 thermostat. But combination of going to the desert and me being cheap, this is the only way. I did have to get 2 new bolts for the thermostat housing. The old ones were corroded beyond redemption. I forgot I have this stuff from AMSOIL. Make sure you check out the link in the description to save 25% off of your AMSOIL. But this is Engine Flush by AMSOIL. Since we're going to be flushing the oil that I just put in it out anyway, we put this in there. It might just kind of help clean everything a little bit better, you know. Doesn't really smell like anything. It's not just kerosene. Let's put our distributor back in. Just changing out the rotor right now because I figured I may as well. There we go. It's even an Excel rotor. Matches the distributor. That's for performance. We're going to basically point right here at this back carburetor stud. And that'll be number 1. More or less. Fell right in. Beautiful. Now when we put a cap on it, that's going to make this dude number 1. And that is the correct terminal for number 1 on a small block Chevy. The other day I was in my local speed shop. They had these Moroso valve covers sitting in there. 75 bucks. Circle track valve covers, cast aluminum. These are pretty bitchin'. And I wanted to keep the gold anodized stuff, which is the only reason we're doing this at all. These will still be pretty cool on there, so let me clean these up just a bit and toss them on. Oh shit, I need header gaskets. I'll be right back. Got back with my header gaskets. I didn't want to use stock gaskets on it. That wouldn't have been good. Get the headers stuck back on, and we just keep nibbling at it. Now, I was going to put a fuel pump on this thing, but when I was spinning it over doing the valves, that damn thing was squirting gas. I don't know why. They were running an electric pump to the carb. So, I think it works. I'm just going to try to hook it up, and I'll replace it as needed, but it doesn't look that old. Throwing a set of plugs in, AC Delcos, 45 thousandths gap, nothing fancy. Get this turd cleaned up and bolted on. Full rebuild. Making some final adjustments here, getting it full of water. JD's rerouting all the fuel lines so they don't run on top of the engine. They run up to the fuel pump like normal. But we're getting real close to firing up now. I might put this crappy universal fan shroud on. I think it'll protect fingers if nothing else. It might help direct a little bit of air through it. I don't know where this came from. Oh yeah, Doug brought it over, didn't he? That's right, my buddy Doug. drop this off and a bunch of random other crap that's still sitting out there in my driveway. Thanks, Doug. I think that'll work, and mostly because if I'm going to be working on something, I don't like the spinny death blade, you know? I mean, if I cover it up with something, I'll be happy. I'm going to guess the timing needs to be right there. That's it. Let me prime it, try to help out that fuel pump if I can. More timing. That sounds good. That's strong. Cool. I'm just gonna let it run for a little bit here. Let it flush. See if we get more milk shakage. Of a tap still. I may have to rerun those valves, but it's nothing like it was. I might run the valves with the engine running, see if we can make it go away. But there maybe there's a reason it broke that push rod. We got to consider that. I think it's this side. I was really hoping to just ignore it, but I can't. JD thinks he heard it over here. So we're going to just run the valves with the engine running, which is a very messy thing to do, but it works. If the tick was over here, it's possible I just didn't set one up tight enough. Especially if it was over here, because there were no issues on this side. Otherwise, the damn thing runs pretty good now. I think we should flush the coolant, dump it again, and then we'll change the oil, but we'll do all that after we do this. Also, I didn't put a timing light on it because I don't know where it is. I think I got it pretty close though by ear. I'm usually pretty good at that on a relatively stock small block. Alright, who is it? Back it off until we hear it. I think we got it. It sounds good. It's quieter anyway. I think you put the valve cover on it, you'll never hear it. Possible I need to run the other side too, but I just don't think it's that bad. You think it's that bad?
I don't think so.
I hate doing it that way. Absolutely hate doing it that way, but it's a lot faster. Now we're going to change the oil again. It ran about 10-15 minutes. We got to get that engine flush out. We'll put 5 quarts of AMSOIL Z-Rod in this thing. Again, check that link down in the description, save you some cash. And I gotta find a replacement air cleaner for the gold one. And I'm gonna lock the distributor down because it's probably totally fine. Look like oil. There's a milkshake.
A little bit of a white tint, but it looks like oil.
Okay.
Feels good.
It wasn't over full, so I don't think it's leaking anymore. I have a small hoard of gigantic air filters. It will fit the Jeep. It doesn't fit most cars, though. Well, we completed the world's longest oil change through those baffled valve covers. While it's sitting right here, oh yeah, let's get our super cool off-road jack mounted up. I don't know how this works, but I guess you just bolt it through the holes. I guess so. Oh, it's right there, isn't it? Let me adjust it. Damn good now. It ain't bad.
I don't hear it.
I don't hear a thing. It must be all right. Yeah, it runs pretty good. She's pretty cool. I like it. I don't fit in it. So Jess gets to enjoy it from here on out. Had a couple of mufflers laying around. We'll get those stuck on there, so we got to buy them down there at least. They look kind of cool. Tried glass packs. They're actually too long. These fit real nice. This thing should sound pretty good. These are the same mufflers we put on the white truck. They're just off-brand Flowmasters, but they sound a little better than the Flowmaster, I think.
That's better.
That's way better. That's cool. All right, we'll see you guys in New Mexico. What'd I break?
Oh. Let's see. Cannot tell, actually.
Did I just grenade the transmission?
That's kind of what I was thinking. Dang it.
Right shaft spinning?
No.
If I had to guess, I'd say I just snapped the input shaft off of the transmission. What are we doing now?
We're gonna go pick up another Jeep.
That's right. Because I'm not going to be able to fix whatever I broke in 12 hours. But I will be able to buy another Jeep for $700. So I found an XJ. And it runs and drives supposedly. And it's $700. And it's super rusty and garbage. So perfect, really. Behold, plan B. Now, I'm still going to fix the CJ, by the way, but we just don't have time. But we do have time for this. Does it run? I don't know. But it's cheap. And is it legal? No. Does it matter? No. So anyway, It's a 4.0, it's 4x4 Cherokee, and it's a 5-speed, which is actually really cool. It'd be great to swap into an AMC Eagle someday, is my first thought. You had your Wagoneer listed for sale.
Yeah.
And I recognized the name on it, and because I knew you'd messaged me before. And so I called you. Your Wagoneer blew up.
Yep.
Right after you listed it.
Pretty much.
And so, but I said, well, you know of anything else? And this is your neighbor who has this. Is this not how this is supposed to work, or? Well, my running, driving Jeep neither runs nor drives. I really wanted to get that in and tear it down and see what broke, but we got to get this thing to run first because we're leaving tomorrow. Jess needs something to play with out there with us on our dirt bikes, and I just feel terrible about what broke on the CJ, so I think this needs a fuel pump. Let's see if we got power on the fuel pump first. You hop in, you'll just have to cycle the key.
Yeah.
I think somebody's wire nutted the wires together, so we could have connection problems. All right, turn it on. Okay. We got power.
Got power?
Hang on, it's cycled anyway. Yeah, it's sending power to it, but it ain't doing nothing. I think fuel pump's probably a safe bet. I think we can take this out without dropping the tank, or we could jack the body up and get a little more room.
Yeah.
That's what we do. This fuel smells really bad. Like, really, really bad. This thing hasn't been driven for a long time. Come on. Ah. Oh, dude.
How's she look?
It's bad. I'm gonna try to wiggle it out of here somehow. There it is.
Oh.
Right in the mouth.
Oh my goodness, that is bad.
That's bad.
That's really bad.
I'd say I think we were on the right track.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not impossible to think this would come out. It's just 2 hangers. And then the skid plate deal is, I don't know how that's attached.
Got one bolt here, but it looks really bad.
No, I see that, yeah. So, we're pretty sure that fuel tank is not coming out of there. I don't know why. The least we can do is siphon the fuel out and see what it looks like. If it doesn't look that bad, it might live for our purposes. It's not like we're trying to drive it across the country. Crunchy. There it is. It doesn't look bad.
Yeah. But I say we drain
Oh,
it and...
look at that.
What?
It's yellow,
Oh.
but it's not chunky. Yeah, let's drain the whole thing, though.
And then just put new gas in it.
Yeah, fresh gas, new pump. It'll work for a while. Well, let's let it do its thing and drain, and let's go try to swap out this pump. You're the expert here. You've done this a few times.
3 times, I think.
Yeah, on your Kia.
This is a different kind than my Kia.
Right. Well,
There we go.
let's test it. Did it die? Alright, so we got bad connections, is what we got. And granted, we probably should have known that. It doesn't look very good, does it? So what we're not doing, see this? How the pump grounds to here? It's not continuitying all the way up to here, which is not surprising. It looks like shit.
Yeah.
The question is, what do we do about that?
Try and clean it.
We just did some cleaning. Works pretty good now. Oh, it might have been the problem the whole time, actually. But
Well.
it was pretty bad looking either way. Happy early birthday!
Yeah.
10 more gallons of bad gas. The tracer says yum, 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 yum. Okay, let's see what happens. Just cycle the key. Yep, it's running. Alright, let's put some gas in it. There we are. I hope it runs. I'm gonna be kind of mad if it doesn't. But the gas runs over there.
Well, I'm gonna paint the Plan B pill somewhere on it.
That's what this is. It's the Plan B pill Jeep. It was the Plan B Jeep, but it's not even really that. It's just the Plan B pill. runs pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Got a little hiccup in it, but we could deal with that. It's a stick, so you can get around that. All right.
Yeah. Watch out, JD. Why are you breaking my fine vehicle?
I know, I bought you this Jeep. What do you think of your new Jeep, Jess? The starving child could have eaten that door. Is this normal? Got the Lambo doors on it.
360.
There we go. Ah. Well, left my window down. There we go. You believe it? There was a brand new shifter knob in it. I'm glad they bought the important things, you know. We're going to restore this thing ground up. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm taking it pretty seriously.
It does have an air filter. Not
Is
that
it
crappy.
crappy? That's pretty gross.
Yeah.
I think we could do something custom, like one of your, like
What
your
I got
Mercury.
on. Yeah.
I don't know why the door buzzer stays on. That's kind of annoying. It's got great stereo. Fuel pressure regulator. This hose was completely destroyed. Also, you just cleaned out a bunch of oil out of here. That's because the PCV valve is probably stuck open, and it was just filling it with oil, sucking it down the gullet. Air filter's trashed. I think we do a few basic things to this thing, and it'll probably run decent. I don't care about this Jeep at all. That is an HO40 and a 5-speed, however. And really, with the diffs in this thing, this is like a DIY badass AMC Eagle kit. You put this stuff in an Eagle, suddenly you got something cool. You put it in a Cherokee, well...
That's just a Cherokee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. You are correct. The fender will probably stay on.
There's a chance.
If it falls off, it'll be natural. And then think of the guy who finds that fender out in the desert. Wouldn't that be a great souvenir? We're gonna really make someone's day eventually.
Yeah.
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 She's gonna be a rocket ship now, man.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah, probably gonna break the input shaft off of the transmission. Let me change the oil. There we go.
It'll push out the rest. I'll push out the bad stuff and replace it with that.
I'm gonna replace the fuel injectors.
Okay.
There we go. Good as new. We were gonna bring this trailer down to stay in New Mexico, but there's not really any reason now. With this thing, we can't fit our 2 dirt bikes on it, so I'm gonna get my better trailer, and whenever we fix the heap, we'll bring this trailer down to stay there. No reason right now, though. Said dump the clutch?
No, no.
Said dump the clutch?
No. No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
We can do that in the desert.
Gas gauge works now.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I cleaned off the contacts, so.
Yeah. It's good. It just took a minute.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Actually, it's not bad at all. Like, it is running really bad there at first, but I think once it runs some fresh gas through it, should be good.
Oh, yeah.
And so we left the next morning for what I thought would be an uneventful trip to New Mexico with our Tahoe, but I was wrong. As you can see, we are currently in Dalhart, Texas, and Tahoe, the water pump blew out on it, so of course we can't have anything easy. All I wanted was to take a goddamn vacation, but no, we don't get to do that. So I'm gonna put a water pump on the other side of the road. Now, if it wasn't for these railroad workers over there, we They gave me a lift into town to go get one. I would be screwed without them.
Oh.
Hey, I don't think Stop Leak was gonna fix that. I could probably glue that back in, but I guess we're already here. I think we're all right.
Yeah.
As long as we didn't hurt it by getting it hot.
Doesn't sound bad.
No, it sounds fine. These are pretty good engines. And we're off. And the only thing it's telling me to do is change the oil. So, as long as we didn't hurt it, we'll be good. We have arrived at PBG-West. It was a pain in the ass, but no other issues. So, at least we fixed the Tahoe. Tomorrow we do Jeep things. We have settled in at PBG-West out here. Quick reminder, this is our family vacation. So if things are kind of here and there and there and there, that's why. But we're still working on stuff and having a good time doing it. We need to get this thing ready for off-road use, JD.
Yes.
Basically with a Sawzall, and that's it. Maybe a cutoff wheel. JD's gonna clean this thing out. Maybe there's something good in here. We never really looked, did we? This door doesn't open. This one I'm gonna have to cut off. Probably tried to get this rear hatch open as well. I don't know if we ever actually successfully had that open. Spare radiator hoses. Brand new.
Cool.
We'll keep those too. Got the suicide door option on this one. There's the door striker. Now we can cut it. Just like that, she's off-road ready. These doors are kind of a pain to unbolt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and cut it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and unbolt. There we go. Look at the smoke. Oh my gosh.
Huh.
Look at that.
Wow.
That's a Harbor Freight Sawzall for you. That thing is... I cut 4 door hinges.
And it's dead now.
It's dead. The brush is burned up in it. What a piece of shit. Yeah, we got a corded one.
Yeah. Probably better.
Let's pull the Jeep over to the power plug over there. We need to do a couple of things first.
Yep.
We need to unbolt these door switches here, and then we just tie this wires together. That way the door buzzer doesn't stay on. If this thing doesn't break in half, this is going to become our camera vehicle out here. So we got to cut that back hatch off too. I think these are supposed to be closed together to make it think the door's shut. Sometimes they work the other way. We started thinking of how we're going to attach this seat because it's not actually held down. All the bolts are broke off of that side. This one has one stud, then the rest are, well, the front 2 are broke off, and the rear is missing.
Look at that.
Oh my god.
Dude.
And they said, is that plastic?
I think it's plastic.
It is plastic. There's a plastic road sign. That's structural. Oh, that's where the bolt goes?
Yeah.
Into the foam.
Into the foam, yes.
Okay.
We go right on top here.
Can we do that?
I don't know. I think so. Right here. Then just go straight down.
Oh yeah.
And then get a big long bolt or something.
No, good idea. Let me get my drill. There's absolutely nothing in there. I mean, maybe there's something to bolt to, though. We're not driving on the highway, so, you know, whatever. Them are some weird looking nails. That's the...
Do you have the,
Is that even in metal, or...?
I don't know. Maybe there's a thing of metal on top. You never know.
Not too tight now.
Yeah, no.
The Jeep will disappear. Can we slide the seat forward and we'll get a nut on the back?
Yeah.
At least one bolt will actually be in something. I don't have a nut that actually fits this stud in the floor. So we'll just force this random one onto it with a bunch of shims stacked up so we don't snap it off. As long as we get full engagement out of the nut, it should work. we're just gonna have to cross thread it. Nature's Loctite, baby. We'll put one more in back here. I don't have enough washers around, but I have body shims. I don't know why. And this spacer. So we'll put this on the bottom.
Don't go too crazy with it.
It's not good.
It's not bad.
No,
Yeah.
it's doable. None of those say airbag. There's got to be an airbag fuse somewhere. Maybe it's on the inside of the car. I tried to find the airbag fuse, and the internet is no help here. I can't find any information on fuse diagram, anything. So, play it safe, we'll just pull the whole airbag out. Of course, the battery is disconnected. Duh. There we go.
Yep.
Now we don't have to worry about it for sure. Alright, let's move it over to our extension cord over there.
Okay.
Then we can continue our butchery. Is that dump the clutch?
No, not yet.
Woohoo.
It fell down on its own.
Oh, it's even got a matching spare. Oh. Okay. See, people, this is why you shouldn't be crying about this one. We put some air extractors on it to help keep this thing cool in the desert. I'm going to freehand it, and it's going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen. Huh?
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. We should take that pad off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the premise here? It's gonna work good. See, if I had a welder, we could really make this cool, but behold, louver-ish. Screwdriver holder too.
A little bit out.
No out.
Yeah.
There we go. There.
Cool.
Louvers.
Yeah.
Go for a test drive.
Yes.
It's pretty good, dude. All right, let's go take Plan B pill out to the desert.
Yeah.
You driving?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Come on.
JD will be over here on his dirt bike following us. I got to play cameraman. So I left my whole production crew at home.
Oh, the whole crew.
Dang it. I got lots of leg room.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So when you move into a place and you're not an asshole, you can make friends with people, and they have BLM land access where you don't have to drive on public roads to get to it, which makes us 100% legal. And now, millions of acres are at your disposal. Go anywhere you want.
All right.
There are trails out here somewhere.
Yeah, let's see where this one goes. Oh, yes.
I gave JD free reign to just go wherever he wants, so hopefully he lives. Pro parenting tip, don't be a helicopter. Your kids will thank you for it. God, this is not the most pleasant vehicle to do this in. It's a little better than Buff's Ranchero thing. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I can see.
Mine look like I'm cooking meth. I'll try and get a cool shot of you, JD. It is very bouncy.
I'm sorry, I'm doing the best I can.
My cooling vents work really well, actually.
Really, yeah.
Anytime you just get it moving, she cools right off. How are you holding up?
I'm holding up good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is the
bumpy.
dirt bike good?
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive. Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the violent back seat.
It is very fun.
Yeah, yes. Oh. Oh, I like the driver's seat much better.
Hey,
Ow!
This isn't half bad.
Ow! God, this is terrible.
This isn't bad at all.
Oh,
What are you talking about?
this video is gonna be terrible, this part.
What do you mean?
Oh,
I can't see anything at all.
yeah. Yeah, this is just great. And all the mesquite trees.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna sit in the middle and hope for the best.
There's a JD up here.
Yeah. What's ahead?
Bad.
Oh, great.
They're not really doing much. I don't get it. Ah, look at that sunset, though. Hang on.
Lord.
Mesquite bush.
Ugh.
See, I don't get it. I don't like the desert. There's nothing there. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Speed. Power. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, it does not like full throttles.
No, it does not. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Oh boy. Come on, baby.
Oh,
Ah.
God.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, criminy.
Oh, God.
Ah.
Help! 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 Make it stop!
It's defiled. That hurt.
Whoever's driving this thing sucks.
Yes. Safer now. Put these back there.
She's got things left to
He's getting pretty comfy on that thing.
Yeah, he is.
Did I pick the wrong route? Again? Well, we're back at the gate. You might notice someone's missing. I should probably go find him. I'll be back.
Ta-ta.
He's fine. Whatever. I really wish we would have had a camera on this, though. I got some air in it. Let's go home.
Yeah.
There you have it. Jess's Plan B pill. Jeep. Okay, it's still alive. I didn't really think that was going to happen. So I guess we just have this now. It could be worse things. The damn thing is actually pretty good. I mean, I would never put it on the road again with the rust that it has, but it's damn good for this. Screw it. We got a good Jeep for $700. We started off with a different Jeep, but I'm going to go home and fix that whenever we decide to go home. Speaking of deciding to go home, look at those shot up cars over there. Isn't that weird? Kind of reminiscent, you know, a target practice vehicle in the desert. Well, I suppose we'll probably never find out about that. So anyway, go to polebarnmerch.com if you definitely don't want to see me try to get these running. I mean, definitely go buy a shirt then. And we'll see you guys next time on Pole Barn Garage. I know the video's over, but it's the next day and JD and I are still beating on the heap, still doing the things. Different part of the land out here. This thing's super good.
Yeah, it is.
Trying to get a bearing on our surroundings. See where we can and cannot go. You can't go here. That's for sure. Big hole.
That would be cool.